today I'm going to be giving you a closer look at this sketchbook from Luke's Gifts. So one thing that I've been trying to do recently is do a little bit of sketching, and this book has been perfect for me to meet more daily goals. I'll give you some details on this and how I'm using it in different ways that you could use it as well. Okay, so it's a Japanese culture style, so there's about 32 different options of different covers, and most of them have like Japanese designs. I chose this one that is the Geisha, the Japanese Geisha cover, and I really like it. I like the front there. You can see that I got some water spots here where I splashed. This is a hand-painted cover, so that's why that coloring looks a little off. That made me sad that happened, but I carried around with me a lot, so things like that happen. And then it's got this pink, like, flowered backing. Okay, so you could use this as a journal, a sketchbook, a notebook, anything like that. They are blank pages, so literally it's a blank slate for you to fill with any kind of creativity, whatever you want to use this book for. For me, for journaling and writing, I like to have lines and things like this, but this is a more open place for me to sketch and draw and be creative. So it also has, I talked about the hand-painted cover, it also has antique binding, which I'll give you a closer look at. The nice thing about this binding is it's really easy for you to open and lay flat on a table, no matter what page you're at, without the binding breaking or being upset or anything like that. So you've got all these white pages here, and then in the center there is a section of this brown paper as well. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that section there, but there is just a random section of different colored paper in there. Okay, so it's definitely portable and easy for you to carry around with you because it's small. You could throw it in a bag. I keep mine in my house and carry it from room to room with me anytime that I've got a spare second or I feel inspired to sit down and draw something. So it's got 160 pages, so you've got a lot of room to work with. Now this is good for a lot of different things that you could do in here. You can work with pencils, colored pencils, sketches. You can use markers, crayons, pastels, calligraphy, anything like that. The pages are a little bit thicker, so you have room to do that and you don't have to worry about bleeding through and things like that. Okay, so for me, also the size is 7.2 by 5.2 inches. So really just small and convenient and portable. Lovely, beautiful, designed Japanese culture themed book. And I love the binding on it. Okay, so for me, I've been using this and I've been trying to sketch daily or at least on a weekly basis where I just sit down and sketch and draw something. And that's kind of a big thing for me because I haven't really sketched since I was a kid, and I wouldn't say that I am an artist by any means or that my sketches are necessarily fantastic, but it is an imaginative outlet for me. When I was a kid, I used to want to be an author and an illustrator, and I would just sit down and draw these pictures, and I loved it, and I was really inspired by Roald Dahl and Quentin Blake, that combination together in their books. I still am inspired by them, and so I would just draw different cartoons of people that I knew or things that I'd seen, stuff like that, and I found that since I've sat down and been doing that it's taken me back to that imaginative place of childhood, and I can almost, like in my sketches, I have memories of things from the past and things that I used to draw when I was a kid. So it's been kind of a cool thing for me. So I'm a mother of 3, and especially when you're a woman and a mother where you're doing lots of things for other people, my kids are my whole life, and I've really been working on trying to give myself a good outlet to get in touch with myself this year and to be able to have a creative outlet and provide myself opportunities to take a couple of minutes and do something just relaxing and fun for me. Not because I'm necessarily accomplishing anything, but because I just need to have a creative outlet. And for me, I found that like the adult coloring books and stuff like that is great for me to sit down, but sketching pictures gives me more opportunity to really put myself into something and to just create something from scratch on a blank page. So I love that. And I think sometimes I'm super hesitant because I'd say, well, what am I going to do with a sketchbook? You know, I'm not an artist, so I'm not even going to touch it. But, you don't have to be a great drawer to pick up something and start doing it. So that's what I'm trying to do more of And I think as children, they sit down and draw a picture or make a painting, not because they think they're fantastic about it, but because they think that it's fun. I want to do this because I want to, and it's fun. And so I'm trying to have more of that mindset to stop preventing myself from trying new things because I think, well, I'm not good at that. So of course I'm not going to keep a sketchbook. So this is kind of like a diary sketchbook for me, where I feel really inspired by my kids and like pictures of them while I sit down and draw little characters just based on my kids. They don't necessarily look like them because I'm doing more cartoon things because I'm not a detailed sketcher. I just don't have that talent yet, but I'm working on it, and it's really fun, and it's fun to share, and it reminds me of, different illustrations and things that I love from children's books and things like that, that I'm just taking some moments to sketch and illustrate and do something fun for myself. So I think that's really great, a great way to make sure that whether or not you are a stay-at-home mom like me, or you've got a career where you're so busy and you don't have time for hobbies, or whatever state in life you are, a student, that I found key for me to stay satisfied and happy with your life is to make time for things that you love and make time to be creative and try new things. So that's my goal this year, that I am every day journaling, at least writing down all the things that I do, so I'm not concentrating on all the things I haven't got done, but all the things that I have accomplished. And then another part of that is to make a daily sketch or a couple of sketches a week where I'm taking time to just draw because it's fun and creative for me. And it's been so good, along with other hobbies that I have like music and reading, that I'm just taking time for these things on a regular basis. So I've been carrying this book around with me around my house. And this book right here has been so perfect for me because it lays out really nicely. I'm able to draw and sketch in it and carry it around with me because it's convenient. I can throw it in a bag if I want. I was afraid of taking it somewhere and losing it because my kids like to unpack my bag when I go somewhere. And then just taking some time to sit down and draw throughout the day. And anyway, it's been really fun for me so far, and that was a goal for me, that I'm going to start drawing just because, not because I'm an artist, but because I want to have a creative outlet. So anyway, so I picked up this sketchbook, and it's really been inspiring me to do a lot of things, and it's taking me back to some times of imagination in childhood. So anyway, that's been my new hobby. This book could be good for you for a lot of different creative things. It's just a blank book for you to do with what you want. Make lists, diagrams, designs, write down goals, draw pictures, journal, whatever it is that you want to do with this. For me, the sketchbook has been really fun. I have a little 5-year-old that she loves to sit down and draw stories, and I just see a lot of myself as a child in her, that I used to love that so much. And so now I kind of pull my book out and sit and do that with her as well. And it's kind of cool to show that, like, I'm still doing something and I don't have to be an amazing artist to do it. I'm still taking some time to be creative and have some fun. So I really love the binding on this book, and it's perfect for me for what I'm trying to do of making time for myself throughout this year to sit down and draw. And I think that this is probably a hobby that's going to stay with me because it's just good for my mental health and my creativity to just pause from everything that I'm doing and sit down and draw, just like you used to as a kid, right? So anyway, it's been a good thing for me, and that's been your closer look at this book. Hopefully it's been helpful to see exactly what it's like. Oh, sorry, there's a card that's still in there. But yeah, it's just good quality, thick paper, so you can do really artistic stuff. If you do calligraphy and pastels and things like that, maybe I'll get into that a little bit later. But you could use this for journaling, anything, just blank pages for you to be creative, and really beautiful hand-painted designs with the antique binding and the Japanese culture style. So hopefully you can pick one of these up and let it inspire you to be creative and artistic.